Like this video and subscribe right now or else I will slap your dog. /entitled parents. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Give to anyone. And third, it's my feeding tube so I don't die. After I got finished she just looked more and more upset. She was literally turning red. Don't you dare lie to me. I know drugs when I see them. I'm taking them away and I'm taking the mask you stole from me too. Now I didn't completely register the second half of what she was saying as I was thinking that she obviously doesn't know what drugs look like. That's when I feel a sharp painful jerk on my feeding tube. If any of you have one, you should know that it can be excoriating when tugged or pulled on. You'll also know that you have to clamp the tube so the liquid doesn't just flow as you are pulling it out. She of course did not know this. Now at this point I'm screaming out in just pure pain and feel like I'm fighting to keep consciousness. Now at this point this is when I lose all focus on my surroundings, so I had to get Mary to help me remember. I had apparently dropped to my knees as she is still pulling my tube out. At this point it's so far out that I'm basically breathing in the fluid. I finally pass out from either the lack of oxygen, the pain, or a combination of the both. Now from what Mary told me, she tackled the M to the floor to get there to stop. At this point the entire food court is looking in on horror, but none of them do anything until Els rushes over to perform CPR on me. But this time Peyton and Izzy have heard me screaming and came running back over. Izzy helps hold down the M, who is screaming that she is going to sue us and get us thrown in jail. Peyton is on the phone sobbing with an ambulance. Els saved my life. It's so scary to think that if he didn't help I wouldn't be here. As I started to breath again, Peyton swears that she could hear everyone sighing relief. A security guard and 2 police officers come and take me away from us because it looked like all 3 of them could kill her at any second. Po1 came over and asked them each what had happened, and they all say about the same thing. She came up to me and yelled at me for my feeding tube and yanked it out, causing me to pass out. The ambulance then arrives and I'm taken to the hospital along with Peyton, as she is technically one of the medical helpers. Izzy at this point has called my father and told him everything, and driving as fast as he could to me. Now all I remember from here on out is from me, so it's a bit weird. I woke up in a hospital bed in extreme pain that I almost pass out again. I look over and see Peyton and my dad smiling at me and just crying their eyes out. Now if you know me, you know I hate serious situations and always try to brighten things up. Zed, hey, I'm not dead yet. You can get rid of me that easy. They both kind of laugh, that sad but relieved laugh. Well, the next few days after that I'm in and out of consciousness. It's a full 4 days before I can't stay awake for extended periods of time because of the pain medium. Turns out that when Em pulled my tube out, she didn't realize that it could be a $5,000 fine for messing with medical equipment without training. I found out that when she pulled it out it caught a slight curl in my stomach and scraped on the way up, but surgery isn't needed. I just need to rest for a while. So it turns out that me told Po2 that she tried to take them away because I was disrespectful and stole from her. When my dad heard that, he decided that instead of just pressing charges he would try and ruin her. I'm currently writing this still in the hospital. Our court date is sometime at the end of the month. I'll update after that happens. Thanks for reading. TL. Dr. EM pulls out my feeding tube over a face mask I bought, causing me to choke and almost die. Then blames me for it, saying that I shouldn't have stolen from her. Edit. Thank you everyone for the comments and likes. I never thought this would be as big as it is. And thank you to whoever gave me the medals. It is truly appreciated. Entitled Dad. Hey, give my kid a loaded gun in this area full of people. So some backstory. In my country you need to be licensed to even shoot at a shooting range, and to get the license you need to pass some sort of background check, do some extensive paperwork, and also attend a 1-hour class on firearm safety, range safety, the rules, and some other stuff about holding a gun correctly etc, and also a range class where you shoot with the instructors to see if you may pose any danger to the other shooters. Also we have some sort of necklaces where we have to wear our license cards so that other people can see. Our cast: entitled Daddy D, hyped kid HK, range instructor RI, club president CP, and of course ME. So here the story begins. I was at the shooting range training for the IPSC, International Precision Shooting Competition. Since I had a qualifier the next day, I passed the qualifier, and really didn't want to be bothered. After about an hour there, I go early since there's less people, a dad and a kid that should have been around 15 and looked really hyped to be around guns. I was like him my first time there and I can't blame him. Guns are cool. Came up to me. I don't know if it was the guns I was using or the metal human shaped target I was shooting that made them come to me specifically. I was using a custom Saiga 12 semi-automatic shotgun with a forward grip, polymer stock, red dot etc, and to someone unfamiliar with guns it may look like a good AK-47. ED, hey, nice gun you have there. Me, loading mags. Yeah, it's great for competitions and the red dot really helps when shooting slugs at small targets. ED, could you let my son shoot it? Me, well, your son isn't even old enough to have a license and I wouldn't want to get a strike for giving a non-shooter a gun. If you give a non-shooter a gun after 2 or 3 strikes you can have both your shooting license and your gun ownership license revoked. ED, okay, can I borrow it since you're going to use your handgun now? I'm licensed. Me, I'm training right now and I need both guns, but you can rent a gun just like this one at the van over there. ED, but I don't want to have to walk all the way there and back. It's maybe 25m away. HK, Dad, let's do it. I really want to shoot and also get the paperwork for my training license. The kid looked really serious about it and was willing to spend hours of his life to get the training license, which allows him to shoot with supervision from instructors every now and then. He seemed legitimately interested in pursuing it as a sport. At this point I'm starting to search ED for his license and at that point I spot a visitor's pass. Basically you can go to the range but aren't allowed to use any guns. You can observe, take a class and the paperwork you need to fill, and sometimes CP will let you shoot so that you can decide whether it's for you or not. Me, so you're not allowed to use a firearm if you're not licensed to do so, and I'll get into serious trouble if I'll let you. You can talk to CP over there and he'll probably let you try a few shots. ED, no, it's nothing serious, we will just fire a few shots and no harm will come from it. At that point I had already waved at RI to come over so maybe he could get him off my back and let me train, while the kid had already left and went to find CP to do things the right way. RI, is there anything I can help with? Me, yeah, this person here would like to shoot a gun so maybe you can take him to CP to sort some things out and see what he can do. I always want to see more people into the hobby, so I genuinely wanted both of them to have fun. RI, sure. They talked to CP and under his supervision let them shoot a few rounds with a 9mm and gave them the paperwork and told them that if they want to get licensed to fill it and also come back with a copy of their record. After that the dad came back to me. ED, okay, I talked to CP and as you see he let us shoot, so can we shoot your gun now? Me, no, I told you I'm not legally allowed to do that. HK, Dad, just drop it, we can come back in a couple of weeks when we've signed up. ED, why do you have to make such a fuss about it, just let us shoot 5 rounds. Me, please let me go back to my training, I have an important competition tomorrow and as I said there's nothing I can do. RI shouting for all to hear, guns down, clear them and place the flags in the chambers, you can go change targets, otherwise just wait for the go ahead to resume shooting. I unloaded both guns and put the flag in the receivers and went to check my groupings up close, and when I turned back I saw ED touching the gun, probably because it looked cool I guess. It couldn't fire with the flag in it no matter what he did, but now I was pissed. So I shouted at both RI and CP to look at him and they asked him to leave immediately and that he would not be allowed on the range without doing all necessary steps. For some reason many people across completely stupid around guns, and I have some more stories if you want me to share. Mom didn't listen to the carbon monoxide alarm. Hi. It's currently 3 AM and 8 AM. I am sitting in the back of my mom's car because the monoxide alarm went off a whole 3 times before she got my family out. I was basically begging her to get us out and she scolded me because apparently her intelligence was insulted because I told her we shouldn't be freaking ignoring it. What does she do? Scold me and tell me to go back to bed. 15 minutes later the alarm goes off again. Of course it freaking does. By the time I'm getting dressed and telling my brother to get out of the house, she finally decides to tell us to leave. As if we weren't gonna freaking do that. Keep in mind that I, 14 years old, had to get my brother ready to leave because she thought opening the windows would keep us safe. She's been neglectful before, but this is a new freaking low. I'm already nauseous and in pain, and when I tell her this, she gets angry again at me because apparently I sounded too aggressive. Oh, you survived. Now sub. Please.